Zion, Cough, Race, Yud, Hey, Square World, how are y'all doing? All right, we back in our process series. Today it's gonna be a burner, strong. So, my subject for today is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Not the Robert Kiyosaki version, but my own version. Just to let y'all know, I do follow Robert Kiyosaki since 2004. I was given this book by my brother-in-law. Read that book, but it wasn't enough. Then I read Cash Flow Quadrant. I read More Important Than Money. I read probably about 12 in this series as they were coming out. In 2008, he did one where he dropped a chapter, and I was right there with him, soaking it up. But what I like about Robert Kiyosaki, he gives this information very plainly when it comes to the information as far as in financial terms and processes. And I've always loved that. So easy reads, you can take that book and do a couple more hours of study on it as he break down certain terms for financial institutions that you had never heard of, financial terms, accredited investor, sophisticated investors. But what I want to talk about today, like I said, is the topic is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I had a rich dad and I had a poor dad. So to kind of compare and contrast, if you look at Robert Kiyosaki, his poor dad was not technically poor in poor sense. He was I think a PhD, had high degrees, but what he was, and I'll change the terms up, he was a scarcity mindset, whereas in his rich dad had an abundance mindset. So we'll actually use those terms. My birth father has a scarcity mindset, I won't go too much into his life or things of that nature. And my rich dad had an abundance mindset. This was a man that I started learning from when I was 20 years old. He's literally a man that went from a pawn in society to a king. And he built something. He was independent. He served others. He taught others. He grew others. So that's an abundance. So even going back to my physical father having a scarcity mindset, you have some men when they have children, they can't wait till the child gets 18 so that child can kind of fend for themselves. So in my opinion, that's a scarcity mindset. I have children myself. I would never say at 18 they're done and I'm not going to help them out, because we are mammals. We are still a part of the animal kingdom. So we are the only mammals that need as much guidance as we do. So if you look at other mammals, they coming out the womb walking, and then they're learning how to play, to learn how to defend themselves and feed themselves, etc. But so yeah, this is a light topic today, but just talking about the difference in the scarcity mindset of a man that's your father and an abundance mindset of a man that's your father. I have an abundance mindset. I don't have a grandson yet, but I'm already preparing for him, because I know in the Bible and in the scriptures it says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So that's just something I'm going back into. I'm also following my Hebrew roots. I have a lot of children based on that philosophy, being fruitful and multiplying. So like I say, today is the topic of rich dad versus a poor dad, or a dad with a scarcity mindset, a dad with an abundance mindset. I knew I had an abundance mindset because I wanted to have a lot of children. You can't have a scarcity mindset and want to provide in a way that's going to create your children to be very functional citizens. And that functionality can be just being the best that they can be. That doesn't mean they have to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a professor, but you want to make sure that you can equip and develop them with whatever they need. So, parenting and that book or that manual is constantly evolving for the being, and depending on what you want to do with your children. So, you have to constantly evolve as the construct evolves, especially if those children went to public school. They may have a mindset of whatever's going on in the world. We live in a media-driven, social media-driven world. So that's all I want to frame their mindset. And as a parent, you have to be able to deal with that. So Like I said, this is a short one today, talking about a rich dad and a poor dad, or a working class dad, or an entrepreneurial dad. My rich dad was an entrepreneurial dad. He went out and tried. He wasn't fearful. He built the kingdom. So, like I said, hey, this is the new platform on, just certain videos, giving short talks to y'all in my square space, delving into my mind, letting you know a little bit of what I went through, my challenges. So, and my continued challenges. Challenges are always going to come and go. They're going to make sure your armor is strong and your sword is sharpened. So, Square World, I salute y'all. Rich dad, poor dad. If you had a poor dad, working class dad, or even a middle class dad, you want to find you a rich dad that can mentor you. Or look at him as a father or parental figure. But this is Zachariah, Zion, Kof, Resh, Yud, Hey,